Hi, my name is Jenny Crones. I'm the coordinator of Tutoring Services, and I'd like to let you know a little bit about some of the new offerings we have that you can share with your students. One of the new offerings we have to share with students is called On-Call Tutoring. About a year ago, we started offering on-call tutoring to students whenever we weren't able to accommodate their requests. This means that if a student comes in and we are all booked up, or if they need to work with a tutor outside of our regular business hours, we can set something up. We have a form that we can give students that walk into our tutoring services area, but we also have an online form that students can fill out, and I'll show you how to get to that here. You just click Make a Tutoring Appointment, and then as you see in our instructions here, if you don't see any appointments available, you can use our online request form. So this is similar to what we give them in person. We collect their contact information and their preferences as far as when they would like to work with a tutor. We then contact the appropriate tutor for that subject area, and we set up a time that's mutually convenient for both parties. We're basically able to tutor a student anytime the Student Commons building is open at our normal campus. We are also using this form for students in Pontiac and Lincoln to request a tutoring appointment. We've been pretty impressed with the amount of requests we've gotten since we've launched this. Many students want to work with tutors outside of our business hours, and there are times when our tutors might be booked, but a student still would like to work with a tutor in that subject area, and it's allowed for us to have a lot more opportunities to work with students rather than turning them away because we're closed or we're booked. Another service we recently started offering students is online tutoring. We're still in a pilot phase and we are developing this, so your feedback is welcome. Now, I'm going to show you an example of what online tutoring looks like. Now, in this example here that I have on the screen behind me, this is asynchronous online tutoring that we can offer students, and that's in the form of email feedback. In this case, the student sent us their paper, asked us questions about their paper, and our tutor, Van, provided questions to help get the student to think critically about their writing. And you could see there is some suggestions here in the comments section. And this is very similar to what our tutors would do in a face-to-face session. They're going to question the student rather than revise their paper or correct anything. They're going to try to get that student to think about it, and we're doing that using the comments section in Word or by responding to a student's question via email. Most of our requests from students for online tutoring has actually been for this type of assistance, this asynchronous email assistance that's not happening live. At the end of this video, I'm going to show you an example of what live online tutoring would look like. Now, please note that in the folder for this session, there is an explanation of what online tutoring is. I have created one for faculty, and I've created one for you to share with your students. Okay, and in that explanation, it's going to show students what it is we can offer them and how they can request a tutor. So just like on-call tutoring, we also have an online tutor request form that students could use. This is located on our website, and in the session folder for this particular session, there is a link to this online tutor request form, just like there's a link to our on-call request form. And as you can see, students can pick here whether they would like to have an online tutoring session or they'd like to have tutoring assistance via email. So, and just like that on-call request form, if a student is going to request an online tutoring session, we're going to collect their contact information as well as their preferences for times to meet. And, you know, the difference between this and the other form is that in this case, the student could be working from home, working on their lunch break from a work computer, and that's the same thing for the tutor as well. So it kind of opens up the door a little bit as far as availability and scheduling. Now, if you look at that explanation document that is included in the session, you'll notice that we have tutors available. We have online tutors available for many subjects on campus. Now, in addition to these subjects, it's also important to note that we also have tutors available online for support in things like writing, reading, note-taking, studying, time management. So these are things that could potentially help a student in any course, regardless of our list of classes. Now, the last and final thing I wanted to let you know about are upcoming workshops we have scheduled in the fall. These workshops are geared towards helping students that are new to My Heartland, Blackboard, and are using their iDrive. They are called Heartland Technology Survival Workshops, and they're geared towards helping students that are new to My Heartland, Blackboard, and are using their iDrive. During week 1, if you have students in your course that appear to need help logging into My Heartland or accessing Blackboard, please refer them to our workshops. We'll be offering one week 1 and another one week 2 of the semester. There is a flyer, again, included in the folder for this session that you can share with your students and advertise this workshop as you're referring students. Now, this video covered some of the new things we're doing. However, I don't want you to forget about the stuff that we've always been doing, like our drop-in help lab, our appointments that cover many courses on campus, group tutoring, in-class tutoring, and developing workshops for departments and instructors on campus. Also, if there are services that we don't currently offer that you think students would benefit from, please send us your ideas. We would love to hear them. Now, the end of this video is going to be a demonstration of what online tutoring looks like in a virtual live session. So stay tuned so you can get a glimpse of what that might look like as you refer students to online tutoring.
If we go over to question help here and click on it, you will see help me solve this and view an example. And I would strongly encourage you to use view an example, because if you help me solve it, somebody is actually doing some of the thinking for you. And it's better that you kind of view the example and get the whole sense of the process yourself. So if you click on view an example, you're going to see a problem that looks very similar to what you have here. And you can just walk through it. And I would encourage you, why don't you, because we both have control of the screen, click the continue, and you can see that it's starting to work you through the problem. So you see you evaluate the 6 divided by 3, and then you evaluate the 1 to the 5th power. And go ahead and click continue. And now it looks a little bit nicer. So that the 10 plus 2 over 1 equals 12 over 1, that actually, that's a nice number, right?
Yeah, it's a little easier to work with, a little less intimidating. So you're
That's right.
simplifying and you're using those old, what was it, My Dear Aunt Sally, that old
Yes.
acronym.
Or PEMDAS, the parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, addition, subtraction. That's another one. So
Okay, you're taking
I've heard both. So go ahead and click continue. And so you divide, and anything, 1 divided into anything is always the number, right?
Exactly.
So,
okay. So that exponent on the bottom is just intimidating, but it really is kind of innocent. It's just...
That's right. That's right. It looks really complicated, but if you remember, 1 raised to any power is still 1.
Okay, I think that's where I was getting tripped up.
Okay, well, why don't you go ahead and close that, and now we can go ahead and take on the problem that you have. So the first thing you want to do, what was the view an example suggestion?
It was to divide, but in this case there aren't any numbers to divide, but there is that exponent there.
Oh, whoa, back up. Look at that numerator. 7 plus 8 divided by 2. Or are you seeing that correctly? Or
that is a division symbol. It's pretty small.
Yeah, it is. And that's, you have to kind of be on your toes.
Okay. All right. So that would be 7 plus 4 over 1. This is what I got now.
Yeah, and anything over 1 is, dividing 1 into a number is always that number, correct? So what is the result of 7 plus 4?
11.
Right, so you have 11 over 1 raised to the 7th power. So what is 1 raised to the 7th power?
It's 1. Yeah.
Yeah. So what are we left with?
It looks like the answer would be 11. I think I just was maybe overcomplicating it a little bit.
Yep. Why don't we go ahead and check the answer? Woohoo! Nice work. All right. So does that make sense?
Yeah, that does. I think I just forgot some of the rules for simplifying fractions. But speaking of that, that makes me think I might need help memorizing some of these tips, and I was wondering if you had any good resources to share that you could tell me about, or maybe even show me.
Sure, sure. Now, do you access YouTube at all?
I do, yeah.
And let me go all the way back here. I've been looking at it already before our session, but if you Google YouTube right here and you come in, this is a source of a lot of videos, and the nice thing about it is a lot of different math instructors post videos, and as you probably know, different instructors make sense to different people. And that's not unique to math, but it's especially important in math, because if you can't really understand how the person's presenting the information, it gets frustrating very fast. Have you found that?
Yeah, that is true. And, sometimes I have trouble in the classroom because the teacher might be talking just a little faster than I want. So a video might be kind of cool because I could pause it and rewind it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, and I'll go ahead and just put in pre-algebra here. Yeah. And just do this is just a basic search, and so you can see it brings up a lot of videos.
Oh, wow.
And some of them are fairly short, some of them are a little bit longer. There are some that are like an hour long. Depends upon what you want to do. As I said, lots of times you can just go through here and sample different ones and see which instructor makes sense to you, and then you can watch those instructors' videos, as you move through the course. One of the recommended sources of videos is Khan Academy, and rather than search through it here, you can see right here is a Khan Academy video, but it's mixed in with all the others. But if you want to focus on that, you can focus or filter your search by just putting Khan Academy pre-algebra. And that will take you right to the different Khan Academy videos.
Oh, wow.
So that is something that's nice. And like I said, you can look at the times there as well. And they also have some that are embedded. Notice here that you've got a couple here for pre-algebra. There's negative numbers and adding and subtracting negative numbers. So that's something to keep in mind when you're looking through here. And here's PEMDAS. We were just talking about that. So there's a whole video just on PEMDAS.
Okay, great.
So is that a resource that you think will be helpful?
Oh, yeah, definitely, because sometimes I'm doing my homework at like midnight, and I doubt you want to get on here and tutor. So, yeah, I could definitely use that, at my leisure. I probably can even watch that stuff on my phone. So thank you. I really appreciate that. So,
all right. Well, is there anything else I can do for you today, Jenny?
Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video and learn a little bit more about tutoring services. I hope we have a chance to work together this semester to help support our students. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to direct them at me. You can shoot me an email at tutoring@heartland.edu, or you can give me a call at 309-268-8243. Have a great day.